And what is your question?
How do I figure out a percentage of a percentage? Like, what is like 75% of 60% of 250?
So 75% of 60%?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you'll look at my screen here, I'll try and figure this out for you. So the first thing you had to do was figure out what 60% was, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, the way you're going to go about solving any percentage is, first off, we have to figure out the first one. So we have to figure out what 60% of 250 is. So we're going to say x over 250 is equal to 60 over 100. All right? And so what you're going to go ahead and do with this is you are going to set up and solve the proportion. So we multiply both sides by 250, 250, and what we're going to get is x, oh God, equals 60 times 250 over 100. And I kind of don't feel like doing this in my head, although it would be 75 plus 75, which is going to get me 125. Yeah, 150. So x is going to equal 150. If I did this right, which I did. Yes, I did. So x is going to equal 150. And so this is our 60%. Does that make sense so far? I'm going to assume yes. So now what you're going to do is you have to figure out 75% of this. That's the gold right there. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up another proportion. You're going to say x over 150 is going to equal 75 over 100. And of course you might recognize this as just being equal to 3/4. And so you can sort of either do this two ways. You can actually go through and solve the math, multiply 150 by 3, and then divide that by 4. Or you can sort of just divide 150 by 4 up in your head, and then multiply that by 3. I'm feeling lazy today, so you get some decimal if you do that. So 150 times 3, and then we're going to divide this by 4, and that's going to get us our x. And x, there we go. And so we do 150 times 3, then we divide that by 4, and it gets us 112.5. And that will be our 75%. And this will be the answer. That will be the final answer. Does that help?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Please call back whenever you have any other questions, because we love answering.
Thanks.